What does it take to be a CSI? As a CSI, we have to have the right attitude. We have to be obligated, dedicated, determined, and be objective. Attitude, that's a feeling or emotion toward a person or thing. When processing crime scenes, attitude is very important. Processing crime scenes can be very overwhelming at times. Just look at some of the big headline type crime scenes and think, what if that was me processing that scene? They can be overwhelming. Without the proper attitude, you may be defeated before you start. A positive attitude is required to locate all evidence relative to the case. You got to think, I'm going to find something. There is more than I have found. Where is it? I'm going to find it. You have to have a positive attitude that you're going to do well. Obligation, a requirement to perform and complete one's duty or service. As a crime scene investigator, I'm obligated to process every scene to the best of my ability and to use all means available to me. I'm obligated to continually search out information that will assist me in my search for all evidence. I'm obligated to collect all physical evidence relative to the case under investigation. Obligation. And then there's dedication, the being committed. As a crime scene investigator, I am dedicated to assisting the victims of crime, either living or dead. I am dedicated to the police mission of serving the public. I am dedicated to process every crime scene in the same manner and recover all the evidence needed. Determination, deciding on a course of action, never straying from that course. As a crime scene investigator, I will be determined to stay the course, to document the scene completely and thoroughly. I will be determined to process the scene by all legal means necessary to find and recover the evidence. I will be determined to either prove or disprove a crime has been committed and to exonerate the innocent and convict the guilty. And being objective, not allowing your personal feelings or prejudice to determine a course of action. As a crime scene investigator, I will remain objective while processing all crime scenes. I will not process a crime scene with personal feelings of prejudice. I will not process any crime scene with a biased attitude toward the victim, suspect, or anyone else. As a crime scene investigator, my job is to find, document, and recover any and all evidence connected with the case, no matter what that evidence might be or what it might mean to the case. Now, being objective is a big thing. Just imagine if you're assigned to investigate an officer-involved shooting. Here's a news flash. Police officers can make mistakes. Sometimes they can make fatal mistakes. You may be someone who's involved in showing through evidence that a police officer made a fatal mistake. You just got to do it. That's what we're there for. As a CSI, we have to have the right attitude. We have to be obligated, dedicated, determined, and be objective. Our job is much more than arriving at the scene, ready to take pictures and collect some evidence. A crime scene investigator is a person who's going to do a thorough job. A crime scene investigator must also always arrive at the crime scene with the proper attitude, stay focused, and constantly be aware of the surroundings. If not, your investigation is going to be incomplete. The very nature of this job, it requires nothing less than a total commitment to the scene. And much of the evidence of most major crime scenes is evidence that cannot be seen with the human eye. So to find and recover this kind of evidence requires the crime scene investigator to arrive on the scene with a proper mental attitude so that this kind of evidence can be found. Once the evidence is found, it must be documented properly with photography, collected legally, and packaged according to approved standards. Now, not all scenes will be labor intensive, but you have to arrive at every scene with the same determination and attitude, or evidence will be missed, or if you make mistakes, evidence can even be suppressed from court because of mistakes. And if you don't have these qualities, I think you're going to fail in the role of a crime scene investigator. It's a tough job. Many who do this job get burned out. It takes a lot of focus, takes the right attitude, all of these skills. And then you go home and you say, I did something good. I did something good, something important, something that needed to be done. And that's not something a lot of people can say about their jobs. Yeah, I needed to run that cash register because there were customers. But, you know, if you help to solve a case that brings closure to a victim's family, you can't even describe what that's like.